Hi, my name is Dale Maley. I'd like to tell you about a recent project I finished. A little background on that project. I recently built a new hand-cranked marble model, and on that model I wanted to add a decorative 2.5-inch diameter wood ball which rotates with a wooden screw on the model. And my question was, how do I actually make that? So to be able to draw and then paint the decorative things on the ball, you need to know two things. How wide should the decorative elements be at the equator of the ball? Then how much space do you want to leave between the decorative elements? Now we have to do just a little bit of math to figure these two things out. So here's my hand-drawn sketch showing the 4 decorative items. And we know the circumference around that circle is 2 pi r or pi d, which in our case I'm using a 2.5-inch ball. If we define x as the distance between the decorative items, then we define y as the width of the decorative items. We know that 4x plus 4y equals the circumference, or pi d. If we solve for x, we get pi d minus 4y all over 4. If you run through this math, and in my case I used 15/16 as x, or the space between the decorative elements, then the width of the decorative element comes out just a hair over 1 inch, 1.026. So it ended up taking 2 attempts to get this really right. So the first attempt, I'm going to run you through my process very quickly with a couple of illustrated pictures. So by eye, I put in a finishing nail in the top and the bottom of the ball. I then chucked the ball in the drill press using one of those finishing nails as shown here. Then I just used a spacer block to get a pencil at the right height so I could rotate the spindle by hand and then mark the equator of the ball. I then went in and marked the width of each of the 4 decorative elements at the equator, and I also marked the spacing between those elements. Next, I used a flexible plastic ruler. I laid the ruler against the top finishing nail and then bent the ruler carefully around the ball so it hit the mark on the equator. Then I could take a pencil and mark in the curved line that I need to paint to. I did that on the top of the ball, and then I flipped it over and I did the bottom part of the ball. And you can see the pencil marks on the photograph on the right. Once you got all the pencil marks laid out, you can paint to the lines. So I have a base color of yellow and my decorative elements are red. You can see me starting to paint the red paint. Now my last step was to drill a 3/4 inch hole in the ball, about 1 inch deep, so I could mount that on the model on a 3/4 inch dowel. So I held the ball in the vise in the drill press and I eyeballed trying to find the exact center location to drill that hole, and I drilled it. Then I went and mounted the painted ball on the rotating 3/4 dowel. Now it looked very pretty, but unfortunately the decorative elements were not perfectly on the center, and you could tell it when it rotates. In other words, my 3/4 inch hole was not in the exact center. Here's a video that shows that. So I could have quit at this point, but I really wanted to see, can I get a better looking painted ball to work on my model, and just how do I go about doing that? So to get some ideas, I used my Perplexity AI program. I also checked YouTube, and I found a method to make sure you always drill a hole in the right place in a wood ball, which I'd known about this 20 years ago because I've always struggled with that. Anyway, it's actually pretty simple. You use your drill press, you clamp up a scrap piece of wood block, and then you lock the table and the wood block so they can't move with respect to the spindle on the drill press. You drill a hole that's a little bit smaller than the ball diameter you're using. Then you change bits to the size that you want to drill in the ball, but don't move the table or the scrap wood block. Then by hand you can hold the ball in the hole in the scrap wood and then drill the hole in the center. So in this photo you can see I've got a scrap piece of 3/4 inch wood pine, and I've locked the table so it can't move, and then I'm using a pair of vice grips, or like vice grips, to clamp the wood block down to the table so it can't move. Then I chose an 1 3/8 Forstner bit that I have, which is just a sorry, it's 2 3/8. I made a mistake there. 2 3/8. So it's just a little bit smaller than 2.5 inch ball I'm going to use. Anyway, I got everything secured down and I started to drill. Interesting, it turns out in this case the hole needs to be a minimum of 0.86 inches deep, and standard pine's only 3/4 of an inch. So I had to get an extra piece of scrap block and put it below the first one, but the general idea still worked fine. Now you can see I've dropped the 2.5 inch ball into the 2 3/8 inch hole. I've got a 3/4 inch bit up there, Forstner bit, which is what I want to drill. So next is just hold the ball with my left hand and turn on the drill press and use my right hand to drill the hole. Took this photo right after I finished drilling the hole in the drill press. You can still see all the sawdust piled up there, and it worked fine. I had success. So I took a short scrap piece of 3/4 inch dowel and put it into my freshly drilled hole in the ball, so I could put that into my lathe as shown here. And then I went in and I marked the right hand side where the finishing nail needs to go in the center, and actually I ended up drilling the hole, pre-drilling it for the finishing nail on the lathe. Then I'll be able to mark the equator of the ball after I paint it yellow. I used the pointed carbide lathe tool you can see in the bottom of the picture. I went in there and I marked the exact center on the right hand side. Then I actually chucked in a little bit on the tailstock, and I drilled a pre-hole to put my 1.25 inch finishing nail in. I then put a short piece of 3/4 dowel in the hole in the ball and with the finishing nail in there. As you can see now, the ball has two finishing nails, one on each end. I used this little vise that I had and I clamped on one of the two finishing nails as shown here, and it makes it easier to paint the ball. So I just put the first coat of yellow on. That's going to be my base coat. I'll do 2 coats of yellow, and then I'll follow up after it's marked properly, putting the red decorative items on, as we'll see in a minute. So after 2 coats of yellow paint, I put the ball back in my lathe, and then I mark the equator of the ball with a pencil as shown here. Reason I have finishing nails on each end is so I can take a plastic ruler and bend it, or put it against, say, the top finishing nail, bend it carefully over the ball down to the equator where my mark is, and that puts my pencil mark for that slice. I did the top, I held it in the vise, and then I flipped it over and I did the bottom the same way. And in my case I have 15/16 of an inch between the red decorative areas, and then the red decorative areas themselves are 1 inch wide at the equator. Here's a photo of the finished decorative ball mounted on my model, slipped over a 3/4 inch dowel, and it came out very colorful, very nice. So next, let's just look at a video and show it in action. So some closing thoughts on this project. My first attempt did not give a visually pleasing rotating ball because I essentially eyeballed where it drilled a 3/4 inch mounting hole. On the second attempt though, I figured out a better way to do it, as we explained here. I also learned an easy way to drill holes in wood balls, which has bothered me for 20 years. So a nice thing that I learned. And as you saw from the video, there's no wobbling or anything. The decorative ball really looks nice on the model. So in summary, this video explains how I painted decorative elements on a wood ball. I hope it gives you some ideas for your projects. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. Thank you.